We have squares and percentage. Should be easy. We have only two concepts, percentage and then squares. That too not so big numbers, 20 square and then 15 square. So easy task, 31 to 35. Next 36 to 40. Number of people travel from Dehradun to Almora by trains A and B in 6 different days. 6 days, and then for every day you have 2 numbers. So it's all about 12 numbers. Should be easy. So your all 5 questions based on only 12 numbers. Should be easy. 41 to 45 number series anyway. 46 to 50. Percentage and then missing data, but still they are easy. No. Percentage and then missing data. That is about appeared candidates and then qualified candidates from 2 states, P and Q, for 5 years, and for every year you have 5 numbers. And again you need to calculate percentage. So it's all about 10 numbers. Yes or no? So comparatively 36 to 40 and 46 to 50, first one is easy. 36 to 40 is simple one. Then after that you can definitely take 46 to 50. 51 to 60 aptitude questions, and then 61 to 65 quadratic, but still in quadratic all are 2-digit numbers max, at the max. Look at the numbers, A, B, C values. At the max you have 2-digit numbers, so should be easy one. So if I was to solve this question, I will pick 36 to 40 first. 36 to 40 is my first preference. Then I will go for approximations. And then I will come to the table one, 46 to 50. And then quadratic. And then aptitude questions. Okay? Right. Now 31 to 35. 820. Come on, how much is this? 380. Right, 380 and then 820. Take 20 and add it here. This becomes 400. 400, 800, 1200. So total this is 3200. You can remember that, right? And then here you have 140 into 5. 140 10 times and then make it half. 140 10 times 1400, and half of it is 700. Earlier we have 3200 plus 700, 3900. Now how much is this? 60. 75. 75 plus 60, 135. 135 plus 600, 735. And then divided by 35. 735 divided by 35, right? Right. 35 10 times. 20 times. Apart from 700 you still have 35, which is 1 time of this number. Total 21 times. What is this? Addition or division? Division. Okay, come on. How much is this? 650. 40% of 650 divided by 30. 650 divided by 13. 50 times. 1300 times is 1300. Half of that is 650. You have 650 here. 100 times and half is 50 times. So out of 50 you need to calculate 40%, or else 40% of 50 or 50% of 40, one and the same, 20. Right? How much you need to subtract from 45 to make it 20? 25. Easy or not? How much is right hand side value? 441. Minus x goes to right hand side, and 21 square comes to left hand side. This becomes minus 441. Keep it aside. Hold it. Minus 441. Remember this. A square minus b square. 30 square minus 20 square, which is easy actually. Need not to use a plus b into a minus b. A plus b into a minus b is the waste of time. 30 square 900, 20 square 400, subtract 500. 500 minus 441. Near about 60. 59, right? Approximation 60, you can go for it. Right? 576, 24. 24 divided by something, keep it aside, into 15 square. Wait, 15 square, keep it like this, 15 into 15, okay, is equal to 450. Wait, డబ్బులు కట్టారు లేదా? డబ్బులు కట్టారు కదా, మరి చెప్పనేవండి. 15 into 15, 15 how many times? 30 times. You still have 15 here? Yes or no? 15 how many times? 2 times. 2 how many times? How much is this? 24. Cancellation. 12 divided by x is 1. X is 12. Over. Paper. Come on, 36. The total number of people who traveled by both the given trains together on Sunday is approximately what percent more than the total number of people who traveled by both the given trains together on Wednesday? Sunday to Wednesday, percentage, Sunday. Come on, how much is this? The triangle one, triangle is 270. మీ దానిలో చూడండి, triangle 270 and the square is 310. 270, 310, 580. So 580 is what percent of Wednesday? Wednesday it is 120, 140, 260. 260. Is this what percent or what percent more? Is approximately what percent more than? 580 is how much more than 260? 320. So in place of 580 you need to write 320. So obviously numerator is more than denominator is? Obviously numerator is more than denominator, so answer is more than 100%. And numerator is 60 more than denominator? Yes or no? Now 60, I need to identify 60 in terms of percentage. 10% of this? 20%? 52. So it should be more than 20%. Because numerator is 60 more. 52 itself is 20%, right? And still what is the gap here? 8. Hold it. What about 1% of this? Near about? Near about 2.5 and 3 ఎట్లా అంటారు? Near about 2.5. 2%? 5. 3%? 7.5. You need to nearly add 8 here. So in place of that I'll add 3%. So numerator is 23% more than denominator. Answer is 123%. Anyway, 20% కంటే ఎక్కువ ఉన్నది ఒకటే ఉందిగా అక్క, అది 130కి దగ్గరలో ఉంది అక్క. 20% of denominator is 52, but whereas 30% is near about 78, but our numerator is just 60 more. Should be nearby more than 20% but close to 20. So you have only one option. Next, the number of people who traveled by train A decreased by what percent from Saturday to Tuesday? Saturday to Tuesday. Dust ఏది అక్కడుందా? ట్రైన్ ఏనా? ట్రైన్ ఏ Saturday to Tuesday. Saturday, train A, triangle. How much is this? 350. And Tuesday, 210. 210 is how much less than 350? 140 less. Out of 350. Percentage, right? So into 100. We'll get answer from? Matladal. 10%? 20%? 40%? Right, next. Remember, always you need to get answer from denominator if it is percentage. Next, 38. What is the difference between total number of people who traveled by train B on Monday and Tuesday together and the total number of people who traveled by train A on Saturday and Sunday? This is about difference between passengers travel on train A and then on train B. This is for how many days? 2 days. Train A, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, train A, just now I think we have calculated. How much is that? 350. And on Sunday, 270. Just first let me write the numbers. తర్వాత ఆడదాం. Next B, Monday and Tuesday. Train B, which is a square. Monday it is 200 and then Tuesday 170. 200 and then 170. Yes or no? And you are asked about difference. తీసేయడమేగా, తీసేస్తే ఎంత ఉంది అంటే ఎంత 350 అని ఇక్కడ 100 ఉంది కదా, 450. 450లో 200 పోతే 250. నెక్స్ట్, number of people who travel by train B on Friday. Friday is not given. 20% more than the people who travel by the same train on Thursday. What is the respective ratio between the people who have travelled on Friday and those who travel on Saturday by the same train? This is about train B. Train B on Saturday. How much is this? 320. And then you are asked about ratio between persons travelled on Friday to Saturday. Friday, which is 20% more than persons who have travelled on Thursday. Thursday train B, how much is this? 200. Out of 200, what is 20%? 40. 20% more they said, so it should be 40 more. It is 240. 0, 0 cancel. Cancellation with 8, 3 times, 4 times. 3 by 4, 3 is to 4. Next, what is the average number of people travel by train A on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Train A. Train A, Monday, triangle. How much is this? 240. Let me write numbers first. 240. Then 210. Next 140. Next 230. Right. Average. How to get average? Take benchmark. How will you get benchmark? Look at the options. Look at options. Options are very close to 200. Take 200 as benchmark. This is 40 more. This is 10 more. This is 60 less. And this is 30 more. Let me take positive numbers 40, 50, 80. 80 minus 60, 20. So after making every number as 20, after making every number 200, still you have 20. Now you need to adjust 20 among 4 numbers. Each number gets 5 more. Total it is 205. Next. Right, this is about state P, candidates who have appeared, and then percentage of qualified candidates. Here also this is for state Q. Now 41, what is the, if the average number of qualified candidates from state Q in 2008, 9, 10. 2008, 9, 10 for state Q, average is given as 210. So total becomes 630. Now what is the number of qualified candidates from state Q in 2010? Qualified candidates for state Q in 2010. This is what you are asked for. Now here in 2008, 60% got qualified out of 28. How will you get 60%? Half and 10%. Half of 280 is 140 and then 10% is 28. No, I don't want to calculate. Add చేస్తే ఆన్సర్ వచ్చేయాలి, అప్పుడే యాడ్ చేయాలి. 550 and 50% of it, 275. And then out of 400 there is some number, but you are not asked about the percentage value, you are asked about number itself. So there is number something here x. When you add everything, that must be equal to 630, because average number of qualified students from state Q in last 3 years is given as 210. If average is 210, total will be 630. When you add everything, that must be equal to 630. Yes or no? Now, am I right? Last digit verification. 8 plus 5? 13 plus 7 only ends with 0, right? Yes or no? 13 plus 7 ends with 0. So your answer should end with 7. How many are there? Only one, 187 final answer. Next 47. Number of appeared candidates. అంటే మొత్తం యాడ్ చేయక్కర్లేదు, వేస్ట్. Just go for last digit verification. Number of appeared candidates from state Q increased by 100% from 2006 to 2007. Okay, increased by 100%, in the sense it becomes 200%. So in 2006, if you treat total number of appeared candidates as 100, in 2007 it becomes 200%. And then if the total number of qualified candidates from state Q in 2006 and 7 together is 408, what is the appeared candidates from state Q in 2006? In 2006 from state Q we have already treated as 100%. Now qualified are 30% of 100. How much is that? 30 only. And then 45% of 200, which is 90. 90 plus 30, 120. So you were given 120%. 120% is equal to how much? 408. And then you are asked about 100%. Yes or no? You are asked about 100%. I know that answer is definitely less than 400, because 100% is less than 120%. Answer is definitely less than 400%. It will be in 300s. Hold. Wait. ఎందుకు డబ్బులు కట్టారు కదా, ఒక క్లాస్లో ఎన్నిసార్లు చెప్తారు? 20% ends with 8, right? Then 10% can either end with 4 or with 9. If 10% ends with 4, then 20% ends with 8. Otherwise, if 10% ends with 9, 20% ends with 8. Yes or no? If 10% ends with 4, 100% ends with 40. Let me verify it. What is difference here? 10% is 20%. When you add 68 to this number, will you get 408? 340, right answer. Next. Otherwise you can go for answer to question. Otherwise you can subtract 1/6 of this number, then you will get 100. What is 1/6? 20. Subtract 20 from this, 100. What is 1/6? ఇక్కడ డిఫరెన్స్ తెలుసు కదా, మీ పాడే మీరు 68 అని. 1/6 అంటే డైరెక్ట్ చెప్పొచ్చు కదా. 68. Subtract 68 from this, you will get 340. But we have not used cross multiplication. Go for answer to question. Options లో ఫస్ట్ ఆప్షన్ ఏముందమ్మా? 360కి 20% యాడ్ చేస్తే 408 వస్తుందో రాదో చెక్ చేయండి, అయిపోద్ది. అది కాదు. నెక్స్ట్ ఆప్షన్ 340. 340కి 20% యాడ్ చేస్తే 408 వస్తుందో రాదో చెక్ చేయండి, వస్తుంది కదా, అదే ఆన్సర్. అసలు అది కూడా కాదు, ఇంకో లాజిక్ కూడా ఉంది కదా. లాస్ట్ డిజిట్ వద్దులే, మీకు ఎక్కువ చెప్పకూడదు. 48. You know that 20% ends with 8. 10% can either end with 4 or 9. 100% either end with 40 or 90. There is only one option which ends with 40 or 90. Next. 48. What is the difference between qualified candidates from state P in 2006 and in 2007? Difference between qualified candidates from state P in 2006 and then 2007. Fine, let's calculate, no issue. Look at here. చూస్తే వస్తుంది. వెయిట్ 2 into 6, 12 ఆన్సర్. అయిపోయింది. వస్తున్నా. You're asked about difference, right? First number is 60% of 450. Can I treat it as 450% of 60? A percent of V, B percent of V. Can I treat it as 45% of 600, 45% of 600, 43% of 600, difference is 2% of 600. 600 in the sense 2% of 600, 2 into 6, 12. ఆ నంబర్లు మార్చడం రావాలి. ఓకే, కోపం వస్తుందా? మీ మీద మీకా, నా మీద మీకా? మీ మీద మీకే కోపం రావాలి, నా మీద కోపం వస్తే ఏమి ఉండదు. కమాన్, మా అలవాటు అవ్వాలి అంతే. ఇట్స్ ఆల్ అబౌట్ యువర్ పర్సెప్షన్, హౌ యూ లుక్ ఎట్ ద నంబర్. నంబర్ని చూసే పద్ధతిలో చూడాలి అంతే. అర్థమైందా? సో మీ కళ్ళతో కాదు, నా కళ్ళతో చూడండి వాటిని, అలవాటు అవుతాయి అవే. If the respective ratio between number of qualified candidates from state P in 2009 and 2010 is 14:9, what is the number of qualified candidates from state P in 2010? Right, answer should be 14 multiple. 140, 67. Is 198 14 multiple? ఒక్క నిమిషం ఆగండి, hold it. ఎన్నోది ఇది? రైట్, you're asked about qualified candidates only. In 2009 to 10 it is 14:9. In 2009 there are 14 parts. Answer should be 14 multiple. Answer should be 14 multiple. Yes or no? It should be even number. Fourth option cannot be your answer. Yes or no? Odd number kada. 14 multiple అవ్వాలంటే 2 multiple అవ్వాలి, 7 multiple కూడా అవ్వాలి. Fourth option cannot be your answer. Let me verify whether 198 is a multiple of 7 or not. This is even number. If it is a 7 multiple, then it is a multiple of 14. 7, wait a minute, 7 20 times? Apart from 140, how much you have? 58. Is 58 multiple of 7? This cannot be your answer. 7 30 times is 210. Apart from 210 you have 6. Not a multiple of 7. ఇంకొక్కటి క్యాన్సిల్ అయిందంటే చాలా ఆన్సర్. వెయిట్ ఎ మినిట్, 7 30 times 210. Apart from 210 how much you have? 42. Is 42 7 multiple? This can be your answer, hold it. 7 30 times 210. Apart from 210 how much you have? 24. Is 24 multiple of 7? This cannot be your answer. Answer third option, final. ఏమడిగారు? వాట్ ఈస్ ద నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ క్వాలిఫైడ్ క్యాండిడేట్స్ ఫ్రమ్ స్టేట్ పి? ఓ ఇన్ 2010. మరి ఇందాక నుంచి చెప్పవచ్చు కదా కష్టపడితే. ఆల్ ఆర్ 9 multiples. All are 9 multiples, right? So you cannot cancel, you have to do it. Come on, 2009 to 2010, this is for state. Which state? Where is this? State P. In 2009 that should be 14 parts, and in 2009 9 parts, and this is what you need to calculate, 9 parts. And how much percent is this? 70% of 480. Can I take this 0 to right hand side? 700% of 48. 700% of 48 will be 7 times of 48 only, right? So write the number as it is, 7 into 48. Okay, can I write this number as 2 into 24? Yes or no? 14 parts is equal to 14 into 24. 9 parts will be equal to 9 into 24. 10 times of this number minus 1 time. 10 times of 24, 240 minus 1 time 24. 240 minus 24, 216. Or else last digit మీ ఇష్టం. 36th ఎండ్ అవ్వాలి, 6th ఒకటే ఉంది. Understand? Next, 50 out of total number of qualified candidates from state P in 2008, the respective ratio of male to female is 11:7. If the number of female candidates from state P in 2008 is 126, Okay. What is the number of appeared candidates from state P in 2008? Now, this is something like backtracking. 2008 లో అసలు క్వాలిఫై అయిన వాళ్ళు ఎంతమంది? 60%. And then what is that you are given in ratio? Ratio between male to female is 18 parts. Yes or no? 18 parts. Hold it. Total candidates, female and male, who have qualified in the exam are 18 parts. And female are 7 parts. You are given 7 parts, right? Female candidates who qualified from state P in 2008 is given as 126. 7 once and then 8 times. Now to calculate both male and female together, you need to calculate 18 square. How much is 18 square? 324. So what is 324? Total qualified candidates. Total qualified candidates. In terms of percentage, how much is that? So let me replace it with 60%. And now you are asked about appeared candidates, which is 100%. Right? Now, how will you get 100% using 60? Wait, hold. 60 kada undi ikkada. 65 times? 65 times? 300. Apart from that, how much you have? Which is 40% of this number. Yes or no? 10% is 6, 20% is 12, 40% is 24. 5 times of this number, 300, plus 40% of this. 5 times of this number, 500, plus 40% of this number is 40. Total it is 540. Next 51. $51. 6,100 was invested in scheme A at 10% per annum compound interest compounded annually for 2 years. At the rate of 10% per annum for 2 years, you will get total 21% interest. Yes? And partly in scheme B at 10% per annum simple interest for 4 years. So total you will get 40%. And both the schemes earn equal interest. How much was invested in scheme A? Right. Interest obtained in scheme A is 21%, 21% of A, and then in scheme B 40% of B, and they said both are same. So A is to B or A by B one and the same? From this I can say A by B is 40 by 21. So A is to B is equal to 40 is to 21. Total how many parts you have? 61 parts is equal to 6100. One part 100. What is your question? Scheme A. Scheme A 40 parts, 40 hundreds is 4000. Right, next 52. 18 liters of pure milk was added to a vessel containing 80 liters of pure milk. Nene unna? Fine. 18 liters of pure milk, pure water was added to vessel containing 80 liters of pure milk. 49 liters of this resultant mixture was taken and then sold, and some more quantity of pure milk and water was added in the vessel in the respective ratio 2:1. If the resulting respective ratio between milk and water in the vessel is 4:1, what was the quantity of pure milk added in the vessel? ఫైన్, చేయక్కర్లేదు, ఒకసారి చూడండి. So you have 80 liters of pure milk and 18 liters were added. Total how much quantity you have? Out of 98, 49 liters were taken out. Half is taken out. Remaining 40. To this 49 liters, you are adding some milk and water together. Yes or no? Right. In the respective ratio? 2:1. Together how many parts you have? So to this number you are adding 3 multiple. Together you have 3 parts, right? To this together you are adding 3 multiple, and then your final ratio between milk and water is 4:1. So in the sense, how many parts you have total? 5 parts. So finally you are getting a multiple of 5, right? And then your question is about how much milk is added. How much milk is added? How many parts of milk you have here? 2 parts. 2 parts. Let me go from options. ఇంకొకటి, సర్లే కాంబినేషన్స్ ఎక్కువ వస్తే let me go from option to question. If 2 parts is 8, you're asked about how much milk is added. Milk and water added in the respective ratio 2:1. If 8 liters of milk is there, you need to add 4 liters of water, together 12 liters. When you add 12 to this number, will that be a 5 multiple? When you add 12 liters to 49, will that be a multiple of 5? This cannot be your answer. If 2 parts is 2 liters, 3 parts will be 3 liters. When you add 3 liters to this, will that be a 5 multiple? This cannot be your answer. If 2 parts is 4, 3 parts is 6. When you add 6 to this number, will that be a 5 multiple? Yes. Can be your answer. Hold it. If 2 parts is 12, 3 parts is 18. Yes or no? When you add 18 to this number, can that be a multiple of 5? Fourth option cannot be your answer. Yes. And fifth option is a 5 multiple. When you add 5 multiple to this number, again it definitely will not end with 5 or 0. Hence that cannot be a multiple of 5. అర్థం కాలేదా? ఫైనల్గా 5 మల్టిపుల్, ఇప్పుడు 5 మల్టిపుల్ యాడ్ చేస్తుంటే పైది కూడా 5 మల్టిపుల్ అవ్వాలిగా, అప్పుడేగా 5 మల్టిపుల్ అయ్యేది. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? కాబట్టి అది అసలు చూడగానే చెప్పేచ్చు అది కాదు ఆన్సర్, ఒకటే ఉంది, థర్డ్ ఆప్షన్ ఫైనల్ ఆన్సర్. క్లియర్? నెక్స్ట్, a person has to travel from point A to point B in a certain time. Traveling at a speed of 5 km per hour, he reaches 48 minutes late, and while traveling at the speed of 8 km per hour, he reaches 15 minutes early. What is the distance from point A to B? Right. Now, with the speed of 5 km per hour, he is late by 48 minutes, and moving with 8 km per hour, he is early by 15 minutes. Speed increased, right? If speed increases, time will decrease. Speed and time unte ఏ కాన్సెప్ట్ వాడాలని ఆల్రెడీ ఇంతకుముందు మాట్లాడుకున్నాం, ఇన్వర్స్లీ ప్రపోర్షనల్ రూల్. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? రైట్. This is just information for your understanding purpose. Speed increased by how much? 3 kilometers. From where? 5. So speed increases by 3 by 5. For always increase of 3 by 5, there should be decrease of 3 by 8. Yes or no? There should be increase of 3 by 8. From 48 minutes late to 15 minutes early. What is the difference here? Plus 48 ki minus 15 ki difference enta? 63. So 3 parts is 63, 8 parts is how much? 321 times 8, 21 times 168. So this is 168 minutes. So the time taken in first case is 168 with a speed of 5 km per hour. But you are asked about distance. Distance is speed into time. So this is time only. Distance is speed into time. 5 into 168 minutes converts to hours by 60. 5, 12 times, 12, 14 times. 14 kilometers answer. So here it is 21 times. 3 21s 63, 8 21s 168. The time taken in first case is 168, not the value of t here. Remember. ఇక్కడ t plus 48 160 అవుతుంది, అంతేగాని t కాదు. ఫస్ట్ కేసులో ఎంత టైమో అది 168 minutes. ఈ పార్ట్ జస్ట్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మాత్రమే. This is the actual solution. Speed increases by 3 by 5, time decreases by 3 by 8. If 3 by 8 is 63, 1 is how much? This is what you need to calculate. Instead, numerator is 3 parts. 3 parts is 63, denominator is total. 8 parts is how much? 321 times, 821 times 168. And you are asked about distance. Distance is speed into time. 5 into 168, minutes converts to hours by 60. That's it. Next. A bag contains 3 red balls, 8 yellow balls, 7 pink balls. Total how many balls you have? 18. 18 balls we have. And then if one ball is drawn at random from the bag, what is the probability that it is either pink or red? Pink or red. Out of 18 balls you can select in 18C one ways, that is 18. And how many pink and red balls together you have? Pink and red, 10 balls. Out of these 10 balls it is enough to get 1 ball. You can do that in 10C one ways, which is 10. 10 by 18, 5 by 9. Next, 55. A bought certain quantity of oranges at the cost of 1200. He sold those oranges at 20% loss. If A earns an overall profit of 10%, at what profit? At what percent profit did A sell the rest of the mangoes, rest of the oranges? So overall he got 10% profit. Yes or no? Out of total he already sold 1/3, they said. So total we have 3 parts. 1/3, second 1/3, third 1/3. Total we have 3 parts. 1 part, 1 part, 1 part. And overall he is expecting a profit of, overall he is expecting a profit of 10%. If you get 10% on every part, that will be equal to overall 10%. Yes or no? 10% on every part makes you 10%. So now this is already sold out. You are asked about these two. Now from the second part you need to have 10%, and from the third part again you need to have 10%. Total 20%. And from first part, if you get 10 parts, 10% from the first part, if you get 10% profit, then this will be your final answer. Yes or no? But how much you got from first part? First part is sold at a loss of 20%. So you need to cover 20%, right? And then still you need to get 10% profit. Total how much? 30% plus 20%. Total 50%. So you need to get 50% out of 2 parts. From 1 part, that will be 50 by 2, that is 25%. అర్థమైందా? ఇప్పుడు మొత్తం మీకు 1/3 అన్నారు కాబట్టి టోటల్ 3 పార్ట్స్గా తీసుకుంటున్నా. ఓవరాల్ యూఆర్ ఎక్స్పెక్టింగ్ ఎ ప్రాఫిట్ ఆఫ్ 10%. ఇఫ్ యూ గెట్ 10%, 10%, 10% on every part, that will be overall 10%. ఇంతవరకు క్లియరా? Understand everyone? Right. So but this is not given. For example, forget about it. 1/3 items were sold at a loss of 20%. In the sense you got minus 20 here. But you are supposed to get plus 10. You are supposed to get 10% profit. Yes or no? So you need to cover 20%. And then you need to get 10% profit. And then second item you need to get 10% profit. And then third item also you need to get 10% profit. Total overall you need to have 50%. From how many parts? 2 parts. Because first part is already sold out. From 2 parts you need to get 50%. From each part you need to get 25%. లేదంటే ఈక్వేషన్ పడాలి. 1/3 is sold at a loss of 20%. Remaining is 2/3. At what percent you need to sell them in order to have total 10% profit? Take 3 common, that becomes 30%. Here you have minus 20 plus 2x is equal to 30. 2x is equal to minus 20 goes to right hand side, becomes plus 20, 50. 2x is 50, x is 25. Is that okay? Everyone? Right. (25) 56. 28 men can complete a piece of work in 15 days. 15 women can complete the same piece of work in 24 days. What is the respective ratio between the amount of work done by 30 men in 1 day and the amount of work done by 18 women in 1 day? You are asked about 1 day work. Yes or no? But 1 day work of how many men? 30 men. And how many women? 18 women. Now let's see here. 1 day work. 1 day work. If you know number of days taken by 30 men to complete the work, you can calculate 1 day work. Yes or no? 28 men can complete the work in 15 days. If X men can do it in Y days, Y men can do it in X days. You know that rule? If 28 men can complete the work in 15 days, 15 men can complete the same work in 28 days. But how many men are here? 30. So let me divide this number with 2, then I will multiply this number with 2. So 30 men can complete the work in 14 days. Ee rule ardhamainda? Right, 30 men can complete the work in 14 days. 1 day work is equal to 1 by 14. And then now women, how many women are here in your question? 18. 18 women. Now in your information 15 women can do it in 24 days. 15 women can do it in 24 days. But now you need to have 18 women. I need to know 18 women takes how many days to complete the work. Wait a minute. This is 6 3 times, right? Here I have 3 multiple, here I have 6 multiple. So I'll write this number as 3 into 5 and I'll write this number as 6 into 4. But we need 18 here. 6 3s 18. This is one combination. So 18 women can complete the work in 20 days. 18 women can do it in 20 days. 1 day work is 1 by 20. 20 is to 14, 10 is to 7. ఆ కాంబినేషన్ మార్చడం రావాలి ఇక్కడ. తొందరగా అవుతుంది టైమ్ అండ్ వర్క్లో. Now the respective ratio of curved surface area and the total surface area is 4:5. Curved surface area 2 pi r h, and then total surface area 2 pi r into r plus h. This is given as 4:5. I'll write it as 4 parts and then 5 parts. Okay. Now 2 pi r cancel, right? H by r plus h. Height is how many parts? 4 parts. right? This is 4 multiple, this is also 4 multiple. You have to do it. If there is only one 4 multiple, yes, you can give it as your final answer. But as you have two 4 multiples, just be careful with that. Now, and if curved surface area of the cylinder is 1232, H is equal to how many parts? You know that, right? Hold it. 2 pi r H is equal to 1232. Height is equal to how many parts? 4 parts. Then radius? 1 part. Do you remember denominator? R plus H is 5 parts. Height is 4 parts. Then radius is 1 part. Now, 2 into 22 by 7 into 1 part into 4 parts. 11, 2 times 1, 1, 2. Hold it, keep it as 7. Keep 7 aside. 4 into 2, 8 into 2, 16, 7 times is 112. P square is 7 square. P is equal to 7. Height is 4 parts, which is 28. Fourth option. Now the present age of Bob is equal to Abby's age 8 years ago. In the sense their age difference is 8 years. 4 years hence the respective ratio between Abby's age and Bob's age will be 5:4. Age difference between any two persons in any particular year should be same. So here the difference should be equal to 8. 8. Difference should be equal to 8 years. 5 parts and then 4 parts. Difference is 1 part. 1 part is 8 years. And what is your question? Bob's present age. Bob's age is 4 parts. If 1 part is 8, 4 parts will be 32. So Bob will be 32 years old. When was that? After 4 years. If after 4 years Bob's age will be equal to 32, present age of Bob should be equal to 28. Next. 59. A started a business. After 4 months from the start of the business, B and C joined. Okay, the respective ratio between the investments of A, B, C is 465. If A share in annual profit is 250 more than C's share, what was the total annual profit earned? Right. So, A invested 4 parts for 12 months, B invested 6 parts. As he joined after 4 months, he will be there for only 8 months. And C started with 5 parts and was there for again 8 months. And everywhere you can see 8 multiple. 8, 8, 4 ones, 2 6 times. So ratio becomes 6:5. So A gets 6 parts, C gets 5 parts. A gets 1 part more than C. So which is 250, and he asked about total number of parts. 12 parts plus 7, 17 parts. 17 parts is equal to how much? 4 250s will give you 1000. 8 250s 2000. 12 250s 3000. 16 250s 4000. But you still have one more part, right? So 4250. 4250. A certain sum is divided among A, B, C in such a way that A gets 40 more than A gets 40 more than half of the sum, and B gets 120 less than 3/8 of the sum, and C gets 200. What is the total sum involved? Can be your answer, can be your answer, can be your answer. Answer can be either first option or third option or fourth option. See here they said 3/8. 3/8 of the sum. So sum lo 3/8 calculate cheyagalaru. So your total sum should be a multiple of 8. This is 8 multiple, this is 8 multiple, this is also 8 multiple. You have 3 8 multiples. Instead, if you have only one 8 multiple, you need not to solve this. Okay. Now let our total sum be 8 parts or 8x. Total sum is 8x. A gets 40 more than half of the sum. What is half of this? 4x. And A gets 40 more than this. And B gets 120 less than 3/8. What is 3/8 of this? 3x. So B gets 3x and then 120 less. And then C gets 200. This is amount received by A, B, C. When you add everything, that must be equal to 8x total. 4x, 3x, 7x. Take 7s to right hand side. That becomes x, which is equal to 40 plus 200. 240 minus 120, which is 120. And your total sum is 8x. 8 times of this is 960. Okay? Quadratic 61 to 65? No, right? Anyone, any particular question?